let's dive a little bit into AI. Has that changed anything in your process?
Oh yeah, I love AI. AI is absolutely amazing. If you're building a publishing business and you're doing multiple books at a time and you're treating it like a business, AI is obviously going to help you. The better your input, the better your output's going to be. So when people judge AI, they judge AI with the broadest prompt. Hey, write me a chapter on puberty for boys. And then it comes out with a really bad book and they're like, oh, AI is bad.
It wouldn't be possible before AI to create such heavily illustrated books for such low money and such a short time frame. Yeah, it's first a barrier of entry, and secondly, AI makes everything much more efficient.
So even if you're a beginner, it's so easy now, it's insane.
Welcome to this video. Again, we're joined by Barry. Today we will talk about cover design, something that Barry is very much an expert in, and you talked about it in Barcelona as well. Welcome very much, Barry.
Thank you so much, man.
Great to have you here.
Great to be here, man.
Can you start by telling us and the viewers, what are your ideas and concepts that people should know about cover designs?
Ideas and concepts. I could talk about book cover design for like hours, but there's some core things that we need to understand. I'm going to say that the main thing is attention. But when you usually say attention, it's such a broad thing, and it's like people might say, okay, well, I want to pick a certain color scheme and that will attract attention. But then there's other layers that go into it as well. I can't sit here and say everything about book covers. But if someone really wants to make their book covers a lot better, YouTube is your best option. Like, YouTube is a good starting point. You're not going to be an expert designer, because I've tried, especially for book covers specifically, I tried, and YouTube is very hard. However, the same design principles that you apply to everything, whether it's making a movie poster, whether it's like decorating a house and things like that, all the design principles apply to book covers as well, because that's design in and of itself. So again, principles like hierarchy, you still use it in movie posters, you still use it in, or any poster you see, you still use it everywhere. You use hierarchy everywhere. So even in advertisements, everything. So one of the main things that I would do if I'm brand new and I don't really understand design is two things. First of all, just study anything I can with design, whether it's like for movie posters or things like that. It still applies to book covers, the same concepts. And then second of all, I would actually absorb all the design I can. So sometimes I'm like driving down the highway and I'll see like an advert in the road for like a coffee or something. That's like, I try to extract what design elements can I see in that coffee ad and things like that, because they all apply to book covers. So try to extract as much as possible. Even if you don't really know what you're looking for, that's completely fine. Just still try. As long as you're learning and then learning and implementing, you'll be good to go. And you grow over time, and then you become more and more aware of more and more principles and why things are there.
That's amazing. You mentioned hierarchy there. So the idea is that you want the thing that is most important to stand out the most on the cover.
Yeah, exactly. So if you ever played like Call of Duty, have you played Call of Duty? I don't know if you guys play video games. Tim, you ever played Call of Duty? Yeah, so on Call of Duty, it's like, if you ever play zombies, I'm not going to shoot the zombie that's like 100 meters away. I'm going to shoot the zombie that's as close to me as possible, because that's the most dangerous zombie, because it's the one that's going to kill you first. So the zombie that's closest to you is also the one with the biggest surface area and is the easiest one to kill. So it's the one that attracts your attention the most. That's the same with hierarchy. So the biggest thing on the cover, whether it's the text, whether it's the image, no matter what you have on the cover, the biggest thing, that's what attracts your attention first, because it's the biggest thing. And then you move down the cover based on the size. Now there's other elements as well, which is positioning. How you position it can also influence how your eyes move around the cover. It's a little bit more advanced. I can't really show it here just with words. But yeah, the biggest thing is what attracts your attention the most first. And then we usually go down based on size. So if you know that, then now you can basically control people's eyes and you can influence what they see first. Now, if someone is searching for a how to raise a dog, if someone searches how to raise a dog, I want to put the word dog, the biggest word on the cover, because it's like that's what's shouting what type of book it is. If I put how to, the biggest thing, it doesn't tell anyone anything. If I put raise, the biggest thing, again, it doesn't tell anyone anything. But if I put dog, then they know, hey, this is a book about dogs, which is obviously what I'm searching for. If I have cat while someone else is searching how to raise dogs, then they instantly know, hey, this is a cat book because cat is the biggest one. They're going to see cat and skip through it. So you're just making it a lot easier for them. Again, you're not only attracting the correct people, you're eliminating the incorrect people as well using hierarchy.
That's amazing. We will soon talk a little bit about AI. We'll bring Tim into it as well. Andre, perhaps you have some questions. But before that, what are some common mistakes you see when people are creating or selecting their book covers?
Common mistakes. I mean, the biggest one is, I got two in mind now. Hopefully I don't forget it. The biggest one is directly copying competitors. Now that's probably the worst thing that you can do. I actually had a client, she came over from, I'm not going to say who, but from someone else. But they came over and what they were teaching her is copy the bestseller. Just copy the exact book cover the bestseller has. Why? Because it's already working. You get me? But if it's already working for them and you copy it and then you have less reviews than them and worse marketing and everything is worse, but you copy the book cover, well, great. Now you're a copycat and no one wants to buy you. So it's like, it doesn't make any sense. So definitely do not copy the bestseller, but you can get influenced by the bestseller if you want. So you can take elements from it. Maybe you like the font of the bestseller. Great, try it with your book. Maybe you like the main image. Great, try it with your book. The color is a little bit difficult because if like the main competitor is like bright yellow and everyone else is orange, you might want to differentiate with the color. You might not want to go again yellow because again, you might seem like a copycat. So try your hardest not to be a copycat because that's basically one thing that's really going to hold you back. And there's one more thing that I saw. I had a client, like I had a call with him, I think 6 or 7 days ago. And he was like, hey, Barry, check out my brand. And I opened up the brand and all the book covers looked exactly the same. And I was like, oh, so you just have the same book again and again and again. And he's like, no, they're different books. And then it was basically cookbooks. And it was like desserts, lunch, dinner in different books. But the book covers looked exactly the same. So that's terrible because people can't visually see that it's different books. So if you have a brand and you want to have branded book covers, the best thing you can do is stick with the same layout for all of them. So the positioning of everything, exactly the same. Stick with the same font as well. Same font, exact same font because you want to build consistency across the covers. However, color is the easiest way to differentiate. So if I have 3 books, the same layout, same font, same everything, same hierarchy, everything's positioned the same, but one of it's red, one of it's blue, one of it's yellow, I can clearly see, hey, these are all part of the same series because they're consistent, but they're also different because of the color. There's more things, but that's like the main thing.
A great example is the $100 million offer or $100 million leads by Alex Hermosa. There you can see the same, like you said, everything, but the colors are different. And also in terms of copying, that's also something that can get your book blocked. So that's really important to avoid. Now, let's dive a little bit into AI. Has that changed anything in your process of how you...
Oh, yeah, I love AI. AI is absolutely amazing. Like, I have people come up to me and say, oh, Barry, AI is really bad because writing is an art and writing is not meant to be for computers, for humans. And if you're writing Harry Potter and things like that, sure, don't use AI. However, if you're building a publishing business and you're doing multiple books at a time and you're treating it like a business, AI is obviously going to help you. Now, I'm not saying put a really bad prompt in AI and then whatever it gives you, copy and paste it on Amazon, you're going to make money. Probably not. You're probably going to lose money if you do that. But if you understand prompt engineering and you understand how to structure your prompts correctly, and then you get the output and then you actually go through it and make it better. Also tell AI what to avoid, what to add, and you fix it before you start making your book, then you give AI a better chance of giving you something higher quality. And obviously, the better your input, the better your output is going to be. So when people judge AI, they judge AI with the broadest prompt. Hey, write me a chapter on puberty for boys. And then it comes out with a really bad book. And they're like, oh, AI is bad. It's like, no, AI is not bad. AI can create a book out of nothing. Okay, so AI is not bad. It's the person that's putting the prompts that's bad, from my opinion. So the better you are at prompting, the better results you get with AI. But AI can help you with everything. With writing your book, it can help you with ideas, it can help you with your description, your A+ content, the covers, illustrations, anything. Anything you can think of, AI can help you. But the thing is, it's helping you. It's not taking 100% control over your work. you're still the human that has to manage AI correctly. It's almost like an employee. If I tell an employee, hey, write me a book, it's going to be a bad book because I haven't given them instructions. Tim, you want to add anything?
Yeah.
Brief shameless plug you don't want to miss. Have you ever wanted to meet other KDP self-publishers in one room, exchange ideas, and have a great time together? Then our 2-day mastermind event in Las Vegas on October 25 and 26 is exactly what you're looking for. Uncover secret strategies in our speeches, get one-on-one advice from me and our team in workshop sessions, and exchange ideas with other publishers at your level and above. Click on the first link in the description to find out more.
Maybe I can add, when it comes to design, or also writing, of course, but especially in design, I think AI just lowers the barrier of entry to professional designs by, like, it almost removes the barrier of entry. If I would be starting out now with design, I would just like use AI in every process possible. I think there's different approaches to book cover creation with AI, for example. Many people, they just use AI to create the book cover. It comes out, they use it like this. But I think there's also a huge benefit to creating single layers for a book cover individually, or also for the interior design. It just saves you a lot of time. Let's imagine you do a book with 90 illustrations. With AI, it's basically 90 prompts. Maybe there's some readjusting in the prompts. But if you find a way to reproduce the same style, and you are the one who like fine-tunes the style, it saves you like 99% of the time. Because back in the day, people who had to do the illustrations themselves, if they do 90 illustrations, it would take 90 days for some illustrations. Now you can do it in a couple of hours. And also, when it comes to book production, for me, for example, I have built a system with design freelancers, and my books, they are heavily illustration heavy, and just the time and money it costs me to manage this it wouldn't be possible before AI to create such heavily illustrated books for such low money and such a short time frame in such a volume. So yeah, it's first the barrier of entry, and secondly, AI makes everything much more efficient and speeds up every process, and yeah, makes it much easier to learn and get to a high quality level. Yeah.
What you said about the barrier of entry, in my case, I created all my first covers myself in Canva. I'm not a designer. I don't have any experience with Photoshop, for example. I can do Canva very on a good level, I think. But Canva is very limited to create completely crazy covers. But AI helps me with a little bit of design knowledge that I have. In combination with AI, I can create covers that look like I've paid 500 euros for them, or dollars. So you just need a little bit of design knowledge, because the small flaws the AI makes, you can then just change. Or maybe just let the AI generate you an element of the cover. Not the whole cover, but maybe the main image, the main illustration of the cover, but only the text if you want a special font. And then you can build out of 5 AI images, you can build your cover inside Canva in an hour. So you don't need to generate the complete cover at once, and then maybe it isn't perfect, but you can just do each element at a time. Or what I, for example, did, one cover, the title at the top, it looked very bad from AI, but the illustration, everything below, it was the best illustration I've ever seen in this niche. And then I just cropped the image, only show half of the image, and then I placed it in Canva and did the title myself with a cool font from Canva, did a bit of editing, and then I had a great cover that's in the surveys defeated all the competition. So it's just, if you combine small AI knowledge, a small design knowledge on a simple tool like Canva that everybody can learn in a few hours, with AI you can create really high quality book covers.
Maybe add something to it. I think it also doesn't just raise the efficiency in the creation process, but it also raises the efficiency heavily in the learning process. So as Andre mentioned, he came from a no design background, and he was able to like get to a good level pretty quick. And I think if you use AI to judge your book covers, it basically is the perfect teacher for it. As an example, we have the DP AI coach, which is trained on Barry's cover knowledge. He has a course in DP, and also at the event he made a great presentation on advanced book cover principles. And it's basically like having a little AI Barry sitting there. You can just give him this cover and he will just talk shit. No, he would just be criticizing your cover, telling you how to improve, and then you can even take a
Your
step
cover
further.
shit, get a job.
You can even take a step further and tell him, yeah, please, I use this to create it. Please give me a step-by-step instruction on how to improve it, how to apply these changes. And I think that is just also another layer which transforms everything more or less. Yeah. Feels good having a BarryKDP backup in the cloud, more or less. Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually going to say the same thing. So if you're not quite sure how to adjust your cover and you don't have the skills, just ask AI. Yeah, AI will literally tell you exactly what you need to do. But AI is not going to replace your skill. So yes, you can use AI to basically kind of guide you and help you on how to make it better, but it's still up to you to increase your skill as well. Because the better your skill, again, I don't want to sound too egotistical, but if I go on AI and I give my cover, and then AI gives me a cover back, because of my skill, I can quickly see what needs adjustment, and then I can tell AI, hey, this specific thing, put this principle here, and it adjusts it, and it gives me a way better result because the AI understands the principles and it knows what it means, and I don't have to basically explain it in my own words. I can just use that one word that describes the principle. Okay, so if I have a red background and someone doesn't understand how to make a good background, then someone might say, hey, the background is boring, please fix it, or like add something to the background. That's very broad. But for me, I might say, hey, add a grunge texture to the background because I know the word grunge and I know the word texture and I know that you need it in the background, especially if you're doing like a prepper survival book. That's all like grungy on the book covers. It's very easy for me to say, add this specific texture to the background. And it's much easier as your skill increases to add better prompts in a way. And AI will help you much more if you have the skill. But again, AI, just like you said, can teach you and can amplify your skill. So even if you're a beginner, it's so easy now. It's so easy now. It's insane. But yeah.
It's just doing, it's just execution. And especially for the first 5 books, my mentality was to just publish 5 books. It's completely irrelevant how they perform, just to get the experience. Because if you publish 5 books, you have done niche research for at least 5 niches. Normally way more, normally maybe 30 niches to get these 5. And then you have seen so many covers on Amazon. And of course, if you look at the BSR, you know which type of book covers then sell. And your intuition after these 5 books is just 20 times as good as in the beginning. And then you can judge your own covers way better. You can look at the AI results, as you just pointed out, and you see the flaws and what to change a little bit. And just the intuition thing that builds over time. If you just stick to publishing, publish a lot of books as fast as possible, of course. Look that they are good books and give your best for these 5 books, but don't be that perfectionistic, but just publish them as quick as possible with a viable product quality, of course. But still, it's the output. And then you will learn so much. The next book, the 6th, 7th book, they will way better in every regards, especially on the cover front.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you have like your first crush in high school. You have your crush in high school and you're like, oh, I'm probably going to marry this girl. You get me? Because it's your first crush and it's exciting. But then you go through like quite a few women and then you see the good and the bad. And your intuition gets better with women as well. And you know what you like, you know what works, what doesn't work for you. So yeah, don't know if that's a good comparison, but yeah.
Barry the man with the 500 women. Perfect manner. I hope you understand the question.
Yeah, I think I understand the question. Sometimes it depends on the niche. So let's say the niche is like, I don't know if you've ever seen this book. It's like the simplest baby book or the simplest pregnancy book or something like that. If you're going to have the simplest in your title, then it should reflect on the cover as well. So that means you're not going to make the cover messy and, you know, everything, or like, not messy, but like overcrowded or anything. Because then it's like you're saying it's simple, but you're not showing it's simple. So when it comes to like the title, subtitle, and the book cover matching, completely agree. There has to be unity between them. So you really do have to think about all the elements and how they're going to be together.
Yeah.
Like if I'm doing like a cookbook, let's say, the title might not have to match with the, I won't have to think about it that deeply because it's a cookbook. I'm going to show some dishes and then just show the title. But for some niches, yes, you do have to show what the title talks about, especially for fiction books. So with fiction books, what I see most of the fiction writers, they'll have like a like a pirate book, for example,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna show a ship on the book cover. But that's kind of boring, to be honest. It doesn't show any action. It doesn't show any element. It doesn't show like a peak moment in the story. It doesn't show excitement. It's like you're not giving someone a reason to open up that book and read it. But if you look at any Harry Potter book, for example, if we go and we look at the Harry Potter book covers now, and maybe not the ones now because they're kind of boring and minimalistic now to attract a broader audience, but the previous ones is literally scenes with so much movement. It's like Voldemort swinging the what's the wizard thing called?
Wand.
The wand, exactly. Yeah, swinging his wand, and there's like energy things around him and fire. Is visual. Like if you're doing a fiction book that's saying, hey, this is a very entertaining story, show it in the book cover. If the title of a fiction story is the cat with the one leg, show the cat with the one leg, but don't just show a cat with one leg sitting. Show the cat with one leg doing something weird or doing something different, or show a struggle that it's facing.
Falling.
Yeah, exactly. Like show something visual with the book cover. So that's like perfect. There has to be some sort of connection in a way for most niches. There's other boring niches that you don't have to think about the connection that much, but it's still important to think about how your book cover links with the title and the subtitle.
Yeah. If the subtitle is really long, for example, do you leave out some words? Because for the first maybe 20 books I didn't know the rule on Amazon that the cover needs to reflect what's on the title. So I just put, of course, the main title is on the cover because it's the title of the book.
Yeah.
So makes sense. But I never put the subtitle word for word on the cover. And I got never problems for that. But when I read the terms of service, it says that everything that's in the title needs to be on the cover. So how do you handle with that? Because a lot of the time I have a too long subtitle and it doesn't look good on the cover if I place it somewhere there.
Yeah, I've had the same problem. I read the conditions and I saw that, but sometimes I do have clients where it's not the full subtitle. But one thing you can do is, if the subtitle is how to draw 101 animals for kids, you can have how to draw 101 animals on one section, and then for kids ages 8 to 12 on another section of the cover. So like the subtitle might be on the bottom left, and then for kids might be on the top with a different font, maybe more spacing. So like it visually looks different.
Yeah.
But again, all the elements of the subtitle are there.
Can you do it on the back cover? So
Oh,
would it be a method?
I'm not sure. I never thought about that, to be honest, but I think a lot of people don't spend enough time on the back cover.
Yeah.
So if anyone's watching it and you're skipping your back cover and you're not putting any text, please put some text. Please take some time to do your back cover. It's like, don't be lazy, please. It's just like, I don't know if you've ever seen books like that, where it's like it's just an empty back cover.
Of just color.
Yeah, or like just the
look good
background texture or something.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit unprofessional, I think. But I haven't tested out the subtitle on the back cover.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes when the subtitle's long, I think if you take some things away, Amazon doesn't really.
Yeah.
I haven't had a problem yet.
I had the same experience, but I'm wasn't sure 100%. But if I'm just lucky and they didn't flag me yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Tomorrow is like, oh, banned.
Shit. Okay.
Okay, we'll soon wrap it up. I have one question more for Barry, but let's summarize what we've covered. We covered hierarchy, we covered unity, we covered movement, we covered AI, we covered the importance of skills, and I think a lot more as well. What's one tip that you can give that you think can really increase the cover quality for the publishers watching this?
Oh, it's super simple. Just make more covers. Like I think people make too little covers. So so how many book covers do you make usually before you pick the final one?
Well, it completely depends. In my brand, they all have all this really similar thing. But when I did the first cover from a first book in this brand, what I'm thinking of, I think I did four different variations.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a crazy amount, but it's still more than one or two.
Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. So like if anyone's doing one book cover and they're like, hey, I think this looks good, I'm going to post it. It's like, no, do a second one. Maybe how do you know if the second one's not going to be better?
Yeah.
Or how do you know if the third one's going to be better? Like obviously they're going to reach
testing is really important. Now I test every book, split test with a target audience, let people vote which cover is better. So my cover against 3 competitors. And if the first cover wins, I take the first cover then, of course. But I had The last book I published 2 weeks ago, it took me, I think it were 11 surveys. 11 surveys until my book won. I changed
Okay.
it so much. It was a huge book. Well, I think the biggest book I published with the biggest work involved to it. So I wanted the cover to be on the first place. And I needed 11 surveys until the final one. I got like 45% of the pool. And then I know, okay, I had the winning cover.
Yeah.
So that's...
And now you're
Literally.
confident as well. So now when you're running ads,
Now it works,
you're
it
like
works really well.
100% confident because you have the data that backed it up.
Yeah.
I'm very similar. So like when I do a book cover, if I'm gonna hire someone, I only go on 99 Designs. I run a contest. I give quite a bit of money. I'll usually spend like $400, $500 for the contest, but that's
Yeah.
because I only want high quality. And then again, even still some lesser quality people still come in because they see the money. But I'll usually end up with like 200 book covers to pick from. And it's like, well, what are the chances that I'm not going to find a good book cover if I have 200 to pick from?
Yeah.
And if I'm ever designing it myself, and I have loads of videos where I'm designing book covers myself, I never, ever, ever design one book cover. It's like minimum 5 completely different variations.
Yeah.
And then what I do is I'll look at certain elements that I like. So if I'm doing a cookbook, I might do 5 different variations. And I might get a dish from number 1. I might get another dish from number 2. I might get like the line that I use from number 3. I might get the texture that I use from number 4. So I'm always like testing variations all the time. And then just mixing and matching until I pick the one that I'm like, hey, yes, everything links together. Everything matches. Everything looks good. So that other book cover that I showed you before, the cookbook, that's probably like the 8th iteration of that book cover. And like I'll show you videos later if you want. I can show you all the book covers I made before. And I do the same with fonts. So once I have my book cover, then I do at least 10 different fonts.
Okay.
And I'll just export them. And then I have the file explorer. And then I'm going to have like the same book cover with like only different fonts. And I'll see which one looks better out of the 10 different fonts. And I'll pick that one.
Yeah.
Barry is the go-to expert for book covers, so definitely learn more from him. We will have a link to his YouTube channel. Also, we have some other interviews with Barry showing up on the screen as one now as well. But other than that, check out Barry's YouTube channel. When I first discovered it, I binge-watched all the videos. So it's definitely something that will keep you hooked. Thank you very much, Barry.
Appreciate it, man.